So I wanted to jump on really quick because the past 2 days have been very messy. Like, very, very, very messy. We clearly are out here in these streets, especially on the internet, looking like we are on Jerry Springer, looking like we are on the show Cheaters, out here just having an all-out brawl in the Black community, in the front yard, airing all of our dirty laundry. That's crazy to me. That's the first thing. And so what I'm jumping on about and what we're talking about here is, I'm sure most of you by now know that there was a Target boycott, and then there was also a Target fast. Just so we are clear, the Target boycott lives on. The Target fast, little over a year later, has ended. Initially, the Target fast was called for by Jamal Bryant, by Tamika Mallory, by Nina Turner a year ago, and it was supposed to last through the Lenten season a year ago. Well, I remember at some point hearing that, well, I shouldn't say hearing, that's a bad way of putting it. I remember I was watching on YouTube. It was either a Sunday service, not a member of his church, but I was watching on YouTube. It was either a Sunday service or it was a presser where Jamal Bryant said that Target has not met our demands for the Target fast, so the Target fast continues. That is how a year later we get to a point where they are doing a presser a whole year later that looks out of time and place, that says the Target, which he said boycott is over, which was just inartfully stated. And I'm not making apologies for what happened, for what he said. It was the wrong thing to say, because the fast is what they were officially ending, apparently. And they didn't even look like they were on one accord at that point. The boycott lives on. Why do I think this is so important? I first of all think this is so important because here again, it looks like we are having one of those fights that you see on TikTok where Black folks is beating each other to pulp and somebody's laying on the ground taping it for all the world to see. And white folks is just, what's going on? What they do? Look at them. They're not together. They can't. We are literally having a brawl in these internet streets, calling the people all kind of names, just doing all kinds of foolishness that really is just kind of above the pale. This is why, my opinion, collaboration, community, communication, sitting down, doing things in decency and in order, especially if you say you are a theologian and you are an expert at what thus says the Lord. You say you're a theologian of the Bible, then you should literally be doing things in decency and in order. And what we saw the past 2 days was just not done in decency and in order, because it just caused more confusion than it did anything else. It literally just caused more confusion. So, in case we're not straight on this, the Target boycott lives on. The Target fast has now ended. So we can now hopefully maybe all come into a room, have this conversation. Let's have this conversation at the cookout. get past this, because I don't know if we realize this or not, but the world is literally burning all around us. Did you know that we just learned yesterday that the Pentagon spent $94 billion of what they are calling, quote unquote, use it or lose it money on pianos, on a 100-inch Samsung TV monitor, on steak and lobsters. And we are literally having an all-out brawl over this. If you were fasting and you want to go back to Target, then go back to Target. For the rest of us who were boycotting and said we're never going back, I cut up my that red card well over a year ago. And I said I will never darken the door of Target again. We all have free will to do that which we want to do. But we got to figure out how to not be having fist fights in the public square when we should be planning, strategizing, coming together in community, having conversations at the cookout that they're not invited to. And yes, it is quite all right for us to have spaces that they're not invited to. Don't argue with me, argue with your mama. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Oh, God, Lord, get me out of here. Okay, bye.